It's a girl, and she's back at Angels with Scaly Wings. And this is my second attempt at recording this because my headset's... I fucked one of the wires in my headset, so, like, a little error happened, and then everything stopped recording, and I was like, okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, I have no content. That's wonderful. So today we're meeting with a dean. Here we are again. It's always such a pleasure. Just a minute. I hope I didn't forget anything. You said something about going to the beach? Yep. You know, I'm glad they decided to not send you away after all. I was going for, like, American accent, and Australian accent accidentally happened, and then everything was just, like, fake Aussie accent, like, after all, mate, dollary dues, you owe me $500 dues. Me too. Oh, guess who got an entry confirmation for the stunt flying competition? I think Remy can actually fly, so I don't want to do that as a joke. Is it me? Don't be silly, Molly. I've got it right here in black and white. We are happy to confirm your entry into the annual stunt flying competition. Please have your competitor number ready and show up at the organizer's booth at the summer festival by... Organizators? Organizator. Well, who cares about the rest? I'm in. That's great. Yeah, but the festival's pretty soon. I have to make the most of the time until then. To get my skills up to par. I thought you already had years of experience. Yeah, but now I have to practice the best routine I possibly can come up with, not to mention making sure I can execute it flawlessly when the time comes. Practicing in general is very different than practicing for an event like this one. I see. Are you ready to see some stunt flying? Sure. Let's go then. The beach. I've only really been there. Oh, yeah. Shut up, Homsar. Fuck off. I don't want to skip. As you wish. So, this is where you usually practice? I practice just about anywhere, but today's a nice day for a beach visit. Water and sand are also good surfaces to practice complicated maneuvers on, in case you can't make the landing. Makes sense. Well, don't let me hold you up. Oh, I can't just start practicing right now. I'm still giddy with excitement from getting that letter earlier. Besides, I wanted to hang out with you a while as we're here. While we're here as well. Sounds good to me. Do you visit the beach often? Not really, except for practice, that is. It does make for a nice backdrop while I fly, though. I see. Do you ever go to the beach? Nah, it's not something that was possible for me to do the last couple of years, but it's certainly something that used to be what other people did. I see. Sunning yourself can be nice sometimes, but I'm not really a fan of going swimming. There is so much more you can do at the beach, though. Like what? Let's see. Well, there are frisbees, there's being naked, though you've kind of already got that covered, and, you know, you can basically be naked anywhere. There's, volleyball, but in sand. There's, seagulls. There's always seagulls. You already mentioned sunning. Do you ever get a tan? What's that? I guess that's a no then. To be fair, you're completely covered in scales, so I'd imagine you wouldn't be affected. Tanning is a reaction of the skin when it's exposed to sunlight. If humans stay in the sun for a while, our skin can get darker. How strange. And if we're exposed for too long, we can even get what's called a sunburn. And what's that? Well, the skin can take on a reddish tint, and it also can be painful and cause dizziness. So you have to be careful not to stay in the sun for too long? Pretty much, though that isn't necessarily true for all of us. Depending on the skin tone, people can be more or less affected by the radiation. I see. That sounds kind of complicated. Does this mean we shouldn't stay here for long? Don't worry about it. I see. Just let me know if I need to do anything. Sure, will do. You said you don't like swimming and all that much. Why's that? Well, as you can imagine, I prefer the air to the sea, even though we flies have quite a relationship with the water. What kind of relationship are we talking about? We use it to hunt. I see. So you go fishing, but you can't swim all that well. Pretty much, we can do enough to safely hunt and paddle on the surface, but that's about it. If we actually want to go swimming, it's recommended we wear a life vest. I could actually imagine Nadine in like the little water wing floaties, or like with a little donut. Or she could even use her fat fox friend as a raft. Yeah, okay, I'm done. Is that bad? Is it that bad? Our wings are made for flying, not for swimming. The movements and musculature are rather different. With some training, we can learn to swim better, but it still wouldn't really be effective. I see. And besides, who would choose to learn to swim if we already have the air to ourselves? Okay, well, lady, let me introduce you to my friend Tails. He's a young boy, he's got 2 tails, that's why he's called Tails, because apparently everyone's a dick, and he just kind of went with it. But he's both very good at swimming, and he can fly in pretty long bursts, depending on whether or not he's carrying something, and whether or not he's being controlled by artificial intelligence. So, best of both worlds. I would take the best of both worlds. Except, my skin's allergic to chlorine, so I don't like going swimming. I get a rash. I don't like going to the beach, because I get radiation sickness very easily. Well, my skin gets, like, the radiation thing that's all like... and then your skin peels, and it's like, no! No! Also, at this point, my tits are actually just rolled up fucking t-shirts, so it'd be a bit kind of fucking weird to work around. Anyway, flying is just your thing, I guess. Pretty much. You made it sound as if beaches are pretty important things for humans. I wouldn't say important, rather, it's a unique way for people to spend time. It was often done as a leisure activity or a way to spend holiday vacations. Or as we call them, holidations. Holivacations? Fake holidays. I don't know about you, but as an Aussie, we call them holidays. Like, oh yeah? You got your school holidays coming up? Yeah, you're gonna fucking go down to the Oval, kick a footy, play some fucking cricket with your mates? Or if you're old enough, you can go down to the fucking pub, have a couple of drinks, you know, stuff like that. That sounds pretty important to me. What else did you do at the beach? Let me think. I got an idea and started looking for something in the sand and on the ground. With a bit of digging, I found a flat, smooth stone and showed it to her. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do with this? Not really. Well, let me show you something. No, I'm not going to do anything to you. I went to the edge of the water, followed closely by Adine. Now, watch this. I extended my arm with the best technique I could muster before I threw the stone towards the water. Spinning in the air, the stone bounced on the water's surface a few times before it sunk into the sea. What was that? Stone skipping. Never heard of it? No, how'd you do that? I can show you. I looked around for another suitable stone and soon found one near the edge of the water. Let's start with this stone. Ideally, we want one that has a big surface area, but is as flat as possible. Got it. This one's also really smooth, which helps too. Okay, so we need smooth, flat stones. Now, the technique is also pretty important. I'm not sure how well this will translate into your anatomy, but I'll just show you how I do it, and then we can figure out what you can do. Okay. Hold the stone like this, extend your arm, and curl it like this. Then, you have to throw it in such a way that it stays relatively stable in the air, but spins as fast as you can make it. I do it like this. I threw the stone, once again showing her how it subsequently bounced a few times over the water's surface before it sunk into the sea. I'm not sure if I can do that. We'll see. Maybe we can figure something out. Let's look for a stone first. Okay. We both started looking for another appropriate stone. I saw Adine scratching around in the sand with one of her feet. She crouched down to pick something up before she returned to me. Here, what about this one? That should work. See, you've already got that part down. Guess so. Okay, now for the technique. She was holding the stone in the claws at the edge of her wing. I tried to guide her by pulling the wing back like a wooden arm, but it became clear to me that it lacked a lot of maneuverability an up would have. Oh, big yawn. I'm not sorry. For the throw, you'll want to move your wing forward as fast as you can, and the very end of the extension, let go of the stone. I'll try. I could see her moving her wing awkwardly. She pushed it forward before releasing the stone, which sunk without bouncing a single time. That didn't work. Yeah, there wasn't really enough spin on it. Let me try again. Alright. I waded a few steps into the water to retrieve the stone she'd thrown only moments ago. Here you go. I'll try something different this time. Feel free. Instead of using her wing, she took the stone into the dexterous claws on one of her feet as she continued to stand on the other leg. Effortlessly, she pulled her leg back before rapidly moving it forward, then releasing the stone. Oh, sorry, I had an early morning. It flew in a bit of an upward arch before it bounced off the water surface once and subsequently sunk into the ocean's waters. Nice! Not bad, huh? I had no idea you could do that with your leg. What else can you do with your leg? Actually, our legs are what we mainly use to grab things. It only gets complicated if I'm supposed to be moving at the same time, like when I'm waiting in the cafe. Interesting. I suppose for someone who's hunting while flying, that's pretty much a requirement. It is. Actually, if I'm at home and eating chips or something, I usually use my feet as well. I wish I could do that with my feet. Oh, really? Well, actually, story time. So, back in high school, my mates and I, for a little while, used to sit at the top of the art block on the computers and use the school's network for Halo Custom Edition. And because, like, first-person shooters are my thing, they're my jam, and I spend most of my time playing them, I was really, like, fucking stupidly good that I felt really bad and it wasn't really fun. So, as a hilarious way of adding a handicap to even everything out, I played with my feet. Left foot on W, A, S, and D as I tried, and the E key, and my right foot was on the mouse. It was pretty fun, and I still did pretty decently. So, yeah, I'm actually quite good at doing things with my feet. That's pretty much the only talent I have. Yeah! Yeah, some monkeys actually can. They basically have hands instead of feet. So they have 4 hands? Yeah. Oh dear. That seems like it'd be handy, but I think I like my wings better. That was a neat trick though, so what else can you do at the beach? I don't know, build sandcastles? I haven't done that in like 2 decades. I tried to imagine what Adine building a sandcastle would look like. Based on what I knew now, she probably wouldn't be using her wings. Would you believe me if I told you we used to have contests for building sandcastles back home? Really? Yeah, people would build huge detailed sculptures that would be taller than both of us, just with sand. Well, oh wait, yeah, taller than both of us because it's like, yeah, the sculptures are bigger than Adine and I. My bad, I'm tired. Oh wow. Oh, fuck me. That sounds hard, though. You could try it if you like. I'm not sure if I have the patience for that. To me, it seems a bit of a shame to build big, elaborate sculptures out of something like sand that clearly won't last. I mean, if you're going to spend so much time on it, why not create something that will stay? Well, on that, and I might actually make a video about the strange advice that a really wise old lady accosted me on the train one day and gave me some really useful encouragement and advice. Oh dear. But yeah, that's a story for another time. But on that, the idea of needing to have, like, physical objects as a result of our time. Then we'd just accumulate a whole bunch of objects. And then, like, sometimes you just can't represent learning and all that other crap. Like, the mistakes you make, the experiences you have, your friends. Like, you put time, effort, and care into all those things, and, you know, you don't end up with a physical object after that. And, yeah, a lot of it just, in my opinion, it just comes down to experience. That's actually the point of those contests. Oh, really? Yeah, people demonstrate their skill in creating these sculptures, and by using something like sand, they prove that it doesn't matter if the sculpture gets destroyed in the end, because they can just do it again if they like. I see, that's pretty interesting. Actually, it's not unlike your stunt flying competition. How so? Well, during your competition, nothing lasting is created from the performance itself. It's all about the experience and the memories. You have to prove that you are skilled enough to do those stunts right at the very moment, just for the competition. That's a good point. I'm in the mood for a snack. Should I get something for you as well? Yeah, please. Alright. You can watch me if you like. Maybe learn a thing or two from it. You want to teach me how to fish? Sure, since you taught me what was it called again? Stone skipping. Right, since you taught me the stone skipping, I can show you how to fish. Okay. Oh dear. We actually have two very different ways of doing it. There's hunting and angling. Personally, I prefer hunting though. I can see why. Let me demonstrate. She took a few steps back, then started running towards the edge of the sea. Rapidly flapping her wings, she jumped into the air at the last second, taking off and flying around the area. I could see her staring at the sea intently, circling a few times before descending towards the water's surface, claws extended. When she got close enough, her claws suddenly sunk into the water, only to reappear with a fish in their grasp. Afterwards, she returned and landed near me. Did you see that? Yeah, but I think my distinct lack of wings would probably prevent me from doing the same thing. Ugh, you don't have to do exactly the same thing. In the end, I'm just grabbing them right out of the sea. You could do that. I'm not so sure about that. I bet it's a lot easier with your claws. Fish can be pretty slippery. Like, I can't pierce with anything with this. I can just kind of grab. I can't pierce. I guess you have a point. Well, there's still the other method. Angling! Yep, angling. See my tail? She showed me her tail. At its end, there was a fork in it. With its distinct size, shape, and colour, it reminded me a lot of a banana. Right, so if she's coming at me in a dark alley, I can assume that she's going to be armed with a piece of fresh fruit. And to defend myself, in the case of an attack with fresh fruit, you should look up the Monty Python sketch of how to protect yourself when someone comes at you armed with a piece of fresh fruit. What about it? This is the bait. She sat down near the edge of the water, letting her tail hang down into it. This can take a while sometimes, but there are techniques which can speed up the process. The right amount of movement attracts different kinds of fish. That way, we can even choose what we're going to get. And that works? Yeah, not all the time, but often enough. Interesting. And there are even groups that exchange tips for angling this way. Suddenly, I saw her whip her tail upwards, which caused the fish to be launched towards the beach, where it landed on the ground with an audible thud. There you go. That didn't take too long. It can be very hit and miss. I just got lucky this time, and it's not even the kind of fish I really wanted. I guess that's why you prefer hunting. Yep, and you also don't get the nibble scars on your tail where the fish bites you. I see. Though, I suppose angling is also going to be hard for you without a forked tail like we have. Actually, we have fishing rods for that where I came from, otherwise known as a fishing pole. What's that? The principle is very similar. Basically, it's a long stick that we hold over the water. A line connected to it has a bait and hook at the end to catch the fish. When the fish bites the hook, we can reel in the line and get the fish to us. So you are using a tool to do a very similar thing. Basically, yeah. Sometimes we also use fishing nets. Now look at this net that I've just found. When I say go, be ready to throw, and go! Throw it at him, not me! Oh, let's try something else. Oh, some of us do that as well. Not my kind, but usually it's those who either work for a fishing company or sell seafood out of the market. Oh, fuck my ass, this is really getting bad. I imagine someone like you doesn't have to buy their fish on the market, though. True, but sometimes it's easier to just get them there to get what you want. Sometimes it's easier to just get them there to get what I want, instead of coming all the way here. I see. Speaking of which, let me get a few more for later. Feel free. Once more, Adine took to the sky to hunt fish. While it was interesting to... Fuck! Oh, god damn it. While it was interesting to watch her for a bit, she kept hunting for a while I started passing the time by collecting some seashells. Phew, that should last me for a while. Oh, what are those, seashells? Just a souvenir for when I get back home. I see. I got some seashells! Yay! All that hunting was a good warm-up. I feel about ready to start with the practice now. Go ahead, I'll watch from here. Yay, and that's the little achievement, souvenir. Actually, now that I'll be part of an official competition, I need a fancy stage name. Do you have something in mind? Not really. Have you got any ideas? Free Fall, Lightning, Neo-Wing, Angel, Stormhawk. Let me think. How about, well, let's see. Dragon Puncher. Wait, no, that's bad. Human Puncher. No. What about Storm Puncher? Storm Punch? Storm Punch? Are you sure? No, I've got a better name. Sporticus. Sporticus, are you sure? Yes. That sounds alright. Do you mind if I go with that? Not at all. In fact, I insist. Sporticus it is, then. Oh, this is gonna be a good joke. Alright, you ready to see some aerobatics? I certainly hope so. I'll start off with a few easy moves. The stage is yours, Sporticus. Thanks. Oh, such a sweet, naive girl. Doesn't know that I'm making a Lazy Town reference. Da 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 da. Hey! Effortlessly, she took to the sky, circling around in the area a few times before she started to do a few maneuvers. Oh, looking good, mate! Looking good, Sporticus! She's even got the goggles. A roll, followed by a loop, after which she did another roll. It seemed to be less of a practiced routine, and more of a warm-up to me. Gradually, her maneuvers got more complicated. I saw circles that got smaller and smaller, a brief nosedive, and multiple loops and rolls, one after another. Then she landed and returned to me. What do you think? That was great! You haven't even seen the best part yet. What would that be? My very own Adine special, or rather, Sporticus special. It's a routine I came up with and have been practicing for a while. It's pretty difficult, so I'll probably spend the rest of my time until the competition perfecting it as much as possible. What does it look like? It starts off with circles near the ground, then as I ascend, the circles get smaller and smaller. Once I reach the highest point, I go into a nosedive through the middle of the circles. At the show, I'll use a smoke trail when doing the circles, so everyone can actually see me going through the circles I made. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, mate. I'm not yawning because you're boring me to death. I'm yawning because I want to take a nap. It does sound pretty cool, though. That's not all of it. While nosediving, I'll do a few rolls, and just before I hit the ground, I'll pull up again. Lastly, I'll end with a few loops and go to the next maneuver. It all ends up making a neat shape in the sky with the smoke trails. Sounds like you've got it all figured out already. Yeah, now I only have to perfect my execution of it. You should call it Order 66. So then, when the time comes, you execute Order 66. Roger, roger. Don't let me hold you up. Alright, here we go. With determination in her eyes. Ding, 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 I'm sorry. With determination in her eyes, she took to the skies once more. When she reached a certain height, she slowly descended again until she was close to the water's surface. Then she started making her circles, slowly ascending as the circles gradually got smaller and smaller. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Once the circles became as small as possible, she suddenly turned herself around and went to a nosedive. Her speed quickly increased while she moved towards the water. Then she did a roll and another, followed by the third. Dangerously close to the water's surface, she suddenly pulled up. But as she did so, one of her feet went below the surface, where it apparently caught onto something, causing her to spin out of control. I saw her feeble attempt to regain control as she barely managed to steady herself enough to get back to the beach. She made a rough landing, rolling on the ground a few times after colliding with the sand. Adine, are you alright? Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. It looked pretty impressive until the landing. Ah, my wing hurts. Let me take a look. Can you move it? A bit, but it really starts to hurt if I go further than this. At least it doesn't seem to be broken. Yeah, I guess it's a sprain. Happens all the time. Really? Well, not all the time, but it happens. What about the competition? The injury is going to put a serious damper on my practice schedule, but I'm not giving up anytime soon. I guess practice is over today at the very least. Yeah, let's head back. Poor baby. I should have some bandages in the cabinet over there. I'll get them for you. What now? Would you do me the honors? Of course. Where should I start? I think it's this joint right here. Yep, definitely. Okay, let me try to get this right. Here, that should do it. How's it feel? Much better. Maybe with this I can even start practicing again in a day or two. Just be safe. Of course. Well, thanks for the help with that bandage. And sorry about cutting practice short today. I guess you didn't get to see any proper aerobatics after all. It's no big deal. Your health is more important. Thanks for coming at any rate. You're welcome. You're welcome. I guess I'll leave you to recuperate now, and maybe I'll see you next time. Sure thing. Bye. Well, no, I'm Pan. But I suppose you're kind of close. Or are they just the same thing? Loss. Intuition. Chapter 4. And Sebastian's just down there looking at the fucking moonlight, probably on guard. Well, that's interesting. And I can see why, like, from what we learned about, Maverick a little while ago, I can see why he would have the lost card. And, you know, not lost as in, run through the door, talk to the receptionist, talk to the doctor, go see your wife. Anyway, I'm hoping to have this recorded because I swear to God I'm not looking forward to doing it a third time if I have to, but I will if I have to. But thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys next video. Take care. Or don't take care. I'd rather you know, take care of yourself because, you know. But on the other hand, you're in control of yourself? You don't have to. You do you. Yeah. I'm done. I'm quite done. You're still here? You can stop. I'm still done. Bye.